talk about, then I think that would be a great opportunity to be able to engage with and be a part of. And that is what we're going to talk about today, which is let's see here. I got screens here somewhere here. All right, I didn't close them this time, guys, but let me close the Zoom one. All right, let me jump in here. So you can take a portion of those profits and you can share them back out to the community that helped you get to the point where you had 1 billion customers. Again, trillions of dollars a year in fees. This thing can get to hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue, and a lot of that revenue being shared with the community, the people that went out and helped put this thing together. And of course, that's going to drive the token, the WFI token, in order for that to be used and keep heading in that direction. So thank you for joining me, and we'll open it up now for any questions. So guys, there is a new project that launched about 12 months ago. They've been working on it for 5 years, which is WeChain, which is basically the WeFi bank. It is going to be what they call a neobank, which is there's traditional banks, there's neobanks, which are online banks, and then there's what's now going to be coined neobanking, which is completely decentralized banking. And why do we want decentralized banking? Well, first of all, if you've been anywhere near crypto, you understand that the banks are not really favorable right now to crypto. Not just here in the US, but around the world, right? There's issues with trying to purchase crypto, transfer crypto, go from fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat. And it's really been a challenge over the years, and it's really prevented crypto from reaching its full potential and really becoming, the norm for people on an everyday basis. So some gentlemen got together, and I'm going to start with that. And the first gentleman we're going to talk about is Reeve Collins. Here, I'm going to actually open up the site. I thought I had it open. Reeve Collins is one of the pioneers in this space of Web3. And you can go to reevecollins.com if you want to learn about him. One of the projects that he created was called Tether. So in 2013, he got together with another gentleman, and they decided that they needed to create stable coins. Now, if you watch the news, there's been news in where there's been some positive regulatory stuff in the United States about stable coins. Well, this is the first gentleman that thought, wait a minute, crypto needed some type of stable coin, a coin that was pegged to the US dollar that would give stability. So when all crypto is dropping, you can move from crypto into stable coin, or if you were a merchant and you wanted to sell something and you had slim margins, you needed to get it into something that would be stable, that wouldn't go up and down. This has had a tremendous impact. A matter of fact, I do not believe that crypto would be where it is today if it was not for the invention of stablecoin. I don't think it would be even close to where it is today. So looking at the stablecoin that Reeve created, $188 billion valuation. And look at the trade volume today, $182 billion in trade volume. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin and Ethereum are the only two cryptos that are more valuable than Tether, yet Tether does the trading volume of both of those combined more than that every single day. That's how essential and what a part of it is to it. But let's go back here to Reeves, guys. He was not just successful when he got in. He didn't become successful in crypto. There's some crypto people out there that just happen to, like the idea of Bitcoin. They collected some today. They're wealthy. They're well respected. Reeve, on the other hand, was already a very successful businessman. He had been built out, and you guys can come see this yourself when we get into it, but right out of college, he got involved in digital marketing, helped build the first ever online ad agency, which was Avenue A, went through, they did a $6.6 billion public offering. It goes through and shows the history of this guy. This guy is like, his track record when it comes to business is absolutely phenomenal. And by the way, Reeves has built himself an over $3 billion fortune building these successful companies. And the neat part about it is because WeFi is a Web3 product, guess what? If you're on here and you want to get involved and you want to engage, you can become a owner in this. and benefit from the successful track record of Reeve Collins as he makes this successful. But he's not the only one. There's 4 other founders in this, guys, and their track record as well is super impressive. You've got the CEO helped form a business called XFlow. It's an accounting system. It's a huge company that's out there. So again, we have somebody who has experience in building software that keeps track of accounting processes, right? That's pretty important when it comes to finance. We go back here. We've got Roman here. He developed all the technology for Wise. Wise is a huge company. I believe it's valued at over $15 billion today. It delivers to over 140 countries around the world. The most transactions arrive in 20 seconds. So this is in the fintech space. But look at the app they've built, guys. 4.8 in the Apple Store, 152,000 reviews. 4.8 on the Google Play Store with 1.3 million reviews. That's the kind of person you want building your software and helping guide it in that direction. So we have crypto experience. We have accounting experience. We have technology experience. And then we go on to, and we've got the COO, Chief Operating Officer at TradeLeaf. And then here, the final one, guys, I'm going to pull this up. He was the CEO of the bank in Dubai. And here's what I like about it. So it merged with another bank, and they changed names in 2017. But check this out. Before that, while he was the CEO, it was NBAD, was the largest bank in the UAE with operational retail, wholesale, and management. But it was actually considered one of the safest banks in the world. So if you're going to do banking business, you want to be with something safe and you want to be with something that's successful. And that's the way that they've put this together. So we've got banking experience. We've got technology experience. We've got fintech experience, and accounting experience. And we have internet marketing, right? An ad agency, which was his early career. And then we have the Web3 visionary. Also, too, the one thing that I'll say about it is there's a lot of people in crypto that are leaders, but it seems like all they care about is Ferraris and, making lots of money. Reeve Collins actually understands. And that's why when the thing that got me is when they called me and asked me to take a look at this, I actually said no. They said, hey, will you watch the video? I said, yeah, I promise I'll watch the video. I do what I promise. So I watched the video. And I thought they had told me Reeve Collins was involved, but I thought maybe he was just, endorsing it or, just putting his name, his stamp of approval on. When I realized that he was the chairman and that this was actually his brainchild, it completely changed for me because there's one thing I can say about Reeve. He is one of the people, there's Vitalik and there's him, that absolutely understand Web3 and understand the premise of it, which is community is commerce. It's the participatory economy. Anybody who interacts with a project, a business, should have some way to benefit financially, especially if they will share that information and help grow the community, right? And that's exactly what they've put together here. They've put together a mechanism where if you share this, you can actually benefit from the overall business. But since it's Web3, when there's 1 billion customers, 1.5 billion, 1.2 billion, it will still be beneficial for people to get involved and be a part of that network. So that will continue to go. So let's look at, they've already put out a token for WeFi. It's in the marketplace. It's WFI. It's on the BNB chain. It is already, guys, the number 247th most valuable chain, and they're really just getting started. We can see right here that it's already doing, and this is something that's clear. There are other tokens that have been in the home-based business industry, whether it's network marketing or some affiliate marketing, or they're using smart contracts to pay out stuff. But the problem is that it's the people that are paying attention to it are the people that are getting in, the miners or the people that are collecting the token or whatever it is. The cool thing here with WeFi is that check out the daily volume. $5.52 million today in daily trade volume. That's not coming from people that are mining like myself. I have not bought a single WFI token. All the tokens I have, I've minted. Why? Because I believe it's better to go buy and mine my tokens than to go create it. Who's creating this volume? The Web3 space. People that are not looking at it as a business opportunity. They're looking at it as a potential product that will become successful and the token price will go up. So, and the reason for that is, we'll go right back to Reeve, is the fact that Reeve is well known throughout the entire, I mean, if you come down here, it has him speaking at every major crypto event. Every major news channel has interviewed him, no matter what it is, because of his credibility in the space. So he's able to get the attention of the world on this project, and that's the half the battle when it comes to marketing and growing this thing well beyond the network. So far right now, they've already put 100,000 people in the bank. It's continuing to grow. It is open in countries all over the world. It'll be opening in the United States in March. It already is underway in Canada. So this is something that is not coming down the road. It is here today, and we can get involved with it and become a part of it. Now I'm going to jump into the app, guys. This is not a formal presentation. If you want that, you can go to this website right here. It's dobanking.tech. We'll put it in the chat, dobanking.tech. Guys, it has on here all kinds of, there's several presentations here. There's some shorter ones. There's some longer ones that are on here. There's interviews with Reeve Collins. If you want to know information about this project, if you go watch all the information that's on this site, you will be an expert by the time it's done. One of the other things to point out too, guys, there's a lot of Visa cards out there. Like you might have one from your airline or one from a store. Most of those are what are called white label Visa products, where somebody has a license or Visa and then they partner with that person and slap their logo on it. WeFi is a direct to Visa. They have a license with Visa. And what does that mean? Lower fees to the consumers, but also the ability to share in the profits. So that's the most important thing. You're like, well, this all sounds good, Peter, but how am I going to make money? How do I participate in this? How do I make money? How do I have it, change my future and help? So I will say this, guys, I would be promoting this if there was no money in it because of the difficulties that are right now that are in crypto that are preventing it from going mainstream. And about 3 years ago, me and Dawn got on the phone. She works with me. And we put together a proposal that was what this is, right? It's a basically not just a crypto bank. It's a crypto and fiat bank working and merged together in order to produce the results that you need. Because if you're going to get crypto to fiat and fiat to crypto, you need one entity that deals in both of those. And that's the reason for the team being so important. But this is the app right here. We're going to log in. What you're going to do in order to participate on the mining side for it to mine, and this is actually my live mine right here. You can see that I've mined 49.15 WFI tokens in the last, I think 9 or 10 days ago, I set this up, getting involved and being a part of it. Right now, we just looked, it was $1.80, $1.84. So I can take this number times $1.84 and I can see what I have sitting there right now in WFI tokens and earning. And this is going, if I stayed here for long enough, this would go up because I have these ITO units that are mining this. I have chosen to lock it up to get the top rate, which is 370% APR. So it's a very high rate. And I'm going to show you guys some additional things that you get here. So you can see USDT earnings. You can see WFI earnings. And you can see that over the last 10 days or so, I've made 6% on what I've put in. Now, I didn't put it all in at once. I've put it in over the last 11 days. So it's basically very, very good, let's put it that way, on where it's headed to. But there's a couple other ways to benefit. So first of all, buying ITO units, you can buy as little as $50 worth. So $50, that'll let you buy your ITO units, 51 actually, because you need a little bit extra in there. You'll get your ITO units, it'll start mining away, it'll start creating the value in WFI tokens. But there's also a couple other things. By getting these miners, there's an airdrop that's coming. You earn points in the airdrop. You can see I have 468 points from the energy that I created. This airdrop takes place in 17 days, 2 hours, and 41 minutes. So if you have any points here, you'll get a piece of it. This airdrop is for 1 million WFI tokens. So that is another way that you can benefit financially by getting involved with it. And you want to do it as soon as possible so you can get as much of that airdrop as possible. The next way is right here with ownership. I know somebody, I don't know the minimum amount that you can do. I'm sure it's $50, but when you purchase the ITO units, you're also going to get the chance to come over here and hit verify. I've already verified mine, but I have 3,977 gift certificates owned of value in the project itself, right? In WeFi. They're estimating, they have some estimates here. If they become a top 100 token, they're what, 247 right now? That this certificate could be worth as much as $3,977. These are projections, of course. In the top 50 crypto, it'd be worth about $28,000. And this is $1,000. This is based on what I put in, guys. Normally $1,000 is about 1,900 here. I've put in a little bit more than that, and I'll show you that, full transparency. And then I'm up to right now, if this gets valued at an AI sector valuation, this certificate could be worth as much as $324,000 in the next 3 to 5 years. They also do show you on another in another area how many tokens you would have by putting in $1,000 for 5 years and letting that go. They estimate that you'll have somewhere over 20,000 of these WFI tokens. Right now, at its current price, $1.80 something cents, 20,000 tokens would be worth about $36,000. But let's say we get to $10 a token in the next 5 years. If we go back to Tether, it's $180 billion valuation. That would mean this would be a $180 token. But let's say it just gets to $10 billion market cap, $10 token. That means my tokens for the $1,000 that I put in, all right, has the potential to be worth $200,000 at $10 a token, and once through the whole mining process, right? So that's $200,000. I go down to my certificate, and again, if you've just done 1,000, I've done a little bit more. This would be worth another $200,000. That could potentially be $400,000 just for setting up a miner, not including the airdrop that you'll get, and not including any of the other benefits that come along for being a part of this. Savings on your banking, being part of something that's transparent, something that's Web3. So all of these are benefits from being involved and being a part of it. You can see down here, guys, right now, US dollar wise, I have 2,131 in this account. Some of that I've earned, and some of that I've put inside of it. So that's why I say it's about half of what's here on the 1,000. So I should end up with right now over 40,000 tokens in 5 years at $10 a token would be worth over $400,000 just right there on that part of it, including the shares. So I'm getting close to where having the potential of being a millionaire just off of this in the next few years as we move through the process on doing this. So let's see here. I want to go to here. So I'm going to show you guys that everything here is transparent. So I can come down here and see all of my pools here. Let me see. I'm used to doing it on the phone, but here we go. Here we go. Pools right here. I can click on it, and you can see each and every single time, guys, that I put funds in. You can see here's the first time I put in some funds, a few $100, $250. Said, okay, yeah, I'll mine some. This looks pretty good. Then I learned more. So I said, oh, let me go up to $1,000, and then got more stuff going, and then continued to go. And as I've gone along, I've either earned, some of these I've earned from sharing. So that's another way to make money here, guys, is sharing this with other people. So you've got your own participation, and then you've got sharing it. We've decided to share it with people. And right now that's about 100 people have come in through the network that we've built. I'm pretty excited about that because being able to benefit from 100+ people's banking, car loans, bank loans, Visa transactions, debit card, transactions, all of those type of things. To me, that's a dream come true. I have a friend of mine, Dale Jansen. that I got to know a long time ago when I first moved to Arizona, so 20 something years ago. And a friend introduced me to him, and he's extremely wealthy. And I asked him, I said, how'd you make your money? He goes, I built software for ATM machines. And at one point, his software was running on 80% plus of all the ATM machines. And he said, I never made more than tenths of a penny off of every transaction, but I made money off of 80% of all the transactions that went there. He had, mansions, largest owner in the Diamondbacks at one point, or, second largest from the founder of it, the person who owned the team, as well as the Diamondbacks and both the basketball team. So extremely successful. So if you can harness small percentages of the banking industry fees that take place just on 100 or a few hundred or a few thousand families, guys, that's the residual income here. That's paid in income. So you have sharing it now, you're going to get a commission up to 25%, depending on what level you're at in that. It starts at 5 and then runs through 25%. That's the now money. So every time somebody's purchasing units underneath, you have the potential to make some money there. You're going to get matching on their first 3 levels of your team that you're sharing it with. So you get 3% on your first level, anybody in the first level. So I'll use the example. You do $1,000, you earn 20,000 tokens. If that person is on your first level and you're qualified, you'll get 3% of their 20,000. That's an additional 600 tokens. If they're on your second level, it's 5, so you get another 1,000. If they're on your third level, you would get 8%, which is another 1,600 tokens over that course of the time that they're mining them. So you're not only getting from your own mines, but you're allowing to mine and get a percentage off of theirs. So there's a lot of ways to put this thing together, and we're just getting started. I believe at this point, with where we're headed to, we will literally or have the potential to make millions of dollars. So very good short-term money, millions of dollars in WFI tokens and other things that will be built up, the certificates and things like that, but also be part of the solution of making crypto go mainstream by helping build out this bank. And 5, 10, 15 years from now, have, billions of people around the world that I'm getting a percentage of their transactions. And when I say guess what? You can too. By getting involved, there'll be a time when there's a billion plus people that have WeFi accounts, and they're doing every type of banking imaginable, from business financing to personal finances to whatever transactions take place. They're building an exchange. So basically, you'll be able to go in and buy and sell tokens in here. Guess what? You want to, CZ. They estimate he's worth $60 to $90 billion. Why? Because he's the largest holder in Binance, right? One of the exchanges. That's how profitable exchanges are. Well, guess what? By being in WeFi, it's banking, it's an exchange, and who knows what else comes down the road. Anything that's in financial services that can use it, will benefit from it. So that's where we're at. So if you do want to get on board, but want to first go through a presentation and do your own due diligence, that's dobanking.tech. If we can drop that in the chat, maybe there, Sharona, that would be great. Just go to that site, guys. There's all kinds of stuff. There are tons of calls taking place on a daily basis, or several calls every single day. We have some people that have started to plug people into those calls, and their groups are actually growing. They do some in other languages, and then they'll have a translator there, and then also in English. So that's our presentation, guys. Hopefully you'll decide to get involved. We need to take decentralization, crypto banking with traditional, with fiat banking, not traditional banking, fiat banking. So crypto and fiat banking combined together in this new way. One of the reasons why they're going to be able to do this efficiently is if you've ever spent any time, and I have in the past because of businesses and stuff that we've been involved with, at looking at what bank executives got paid. And I'm not talking about, the CEO, but bank executives, vice presidents, presidents, people that, and there's literally thousands of them that are making 7-figure incomes. How do they pay those fees? How do they pay that? From the fees they're charging us. So if you build and utilize technology where you don't need all of that normal overhead from a traditional bank, you can reduce the fees to the customer, making it better for the customer to be involved. And then you can take a portion of those profits and you can share them back out to the community that helped you get to the point where you had 1 billion customers. Again, trillions of dollars a year in fees. This thing can get to hundreds of billions of dollars in revenue, and a lot of that revenue being shared with the community, the people that went out and helped put this thing together. And of course, that's going to drive the token, the WFI token, in order for that to be used and keep heading in that direction. So thank you for joining me, and we'll open